One particle of unobtainium has a nuclear reaction with a flux capacitor. Carry the two, changing its atomic isotoner into a radioactive spider. Fuck you, science!
To the Bro Force Squad podcast. I am your host, Brian Banner. For our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, and our other guy, Jeff Hornacek. Guys, this is another Bro Back segment. Today we are doing 21 Jump Street, the movie starring Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. As you guys know on our Bro Back segments, as we do all of our movie reviews, we grade these movies on 5 criteria. Acting, cast, story, plot, best scene, impact on pop culture, and rewatchability. Guys, let's jump right in because I know this is all one of our favorite comedies ever. 21 Jump Street again. Geiger, I know you have strong feelings about our acting and cast. Go for it.
What do they say about a Broback segment on this podcast? This acting and cast is fantastic for comedic purposes. Channing Tatum. First off, I thought he was just a body and kind of good-looking and could dance. He is a fucking fantastic comedic actor. Jonah Hill, enough said. Dave Franco, I believe his first movie out of the gate. Brie Larson, Ice Cube, Dakota Johnson, the new secretary chick from The Office, doesn't matter her name. Rob Riggle, my boy from Kansas City, kills it in this. Nick Offerman. There are so many great comedic performances in this movie. Everyone works as one. Every scene is funny. Every scene is funny in this movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite comedy of all time. Jeff?
I can't believe that as of we're recording this movie came out 5 years ago today. Ja Feel. I mean, the cast in this is incredible. I forgot Dakota Johnson was in it, but this is the first thing I ever saw Brie Larson in, and while she's not a standout, I mean, look what she's turned. Basically, if you want to have a huge fucking acting career, just be Jonah Hill's love interest in a comedic movie. Yeah, that's the recipe for success. This cast is incredible. I can't add anything to what Geiger said.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I'll add to that is that everybody didn't do too much, but everybody did exactly what they needed to do. And all the pieces fit together perfectly. All right, guys. Next category that we grade this on is story plot. Hornacek, let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, this story was great. I think it took a meta look in terms of like a movie making fun of the type of movie that it was, at kind of the buddy cop genre, and of course at the '80s show 21 Jump Street. Obviously, the cameo by Johnny Depp was perfect. But I love how Ice Cube, and again, this is how they make fun of comedy movies, because they get so thrown off from their course. All he keeps saying is, infiltrate the dealer, find the supplier. Like, just fucking stop doing other shit. But just like any movie, they're like, okay, so get really invested in school, right? So I just love how he kept saying that. And then in the second one, of course, they make fun of the meta jokes get like almost too much, but it's just perfect. I love the story. I mean, it's fucking hilarious. I don't know what else to even say.
The story is great, and I think it really relates with the time because, you know, when I was in high school, when all of us were in high school, like, the jock was cool. He could do anything. He'd get any chick. But now it's like, you know, if you're transgender, everything's accepted. You got to be, you know, accepting and stuff. So when Channing Tatum goes back and he's a loser, and Jonah Hill is the cool guy, and Dave Franco, who plays such a total tool, and he's like the coolest guy in the school, that's the story I get. I know it's about the drugs and like the undercover cops and stuff, but it was just so perfect that Channing Tatum goes back. He's like, dude, I just don't get this school. Like, it's backwards, it's unnatural, it has to be put to a stop. That's what he told the captain when he does. It's like, first off, you know, fuck the drugs. We need to put this stuff to a stop because somehow Dave Franco's the most
infiltrate the dealer, find the supplier.
It's so great. The story, man. And the thing about this movie and about other comedies is that it's funny even when they're not making a punchline, just because the story's so funny. The characters are so funny.
It's such a silly story.
They're not even doing a punch, but I'm just laughing just because the story is so silly.
But yet, like, everybody can relate because everybody's like, look, if I was the cool jock guy in high school, like, yeah, that was awesome. well, would I still be cool if I go back? And yeah, I would totally get, like, I think the scene where they talk about, he goes, how many miles to the gallon do you get? 9? He goes, 7? Man, this runs on, like, biodiesel, yo. 22 miles to the gallon, or whatever it is. That shit's just so funny, and, like, what it would be like to go back and relive your high school.
You gotta one strap it, Banner. Always run one strap. I'm with Channing Tatum there. I always one strap my backpack.
Yeah, I do too.
I got laid a ton in high school. So
Infiltrate the
I
dealer.
have back problems from it also.
Find the supplier.
Next one, guys, is best scene. This was so fucking hard to decide. I'll go first, just because it's so ridiculous. Whenever Franco gives them the drugs, and it's like, you guys need to take it now, so I know you're not a narc. And they're like, oh shit, okay, they take it, and they're trying to like make each other throw up.
Well,
He's
first
like,
his line, like,
mouth.
well, by you calling us a narc kind of makes you a narc, so...
You calling me a narc?
People narc?
Narcs.
Narc. It's like,
Yeah.
well, your argument kind of fell on itself because
It's just so ridiculous and funny. And then whenever he's like, the quantum physics and blah blah blah, and it shows Channing Tatum writing on the board, and he goes, "Science, bitch," and throws the pen up, and there's just like a billion 4s going on the
that's
wall.
great. Yeah.
God, it's so funny. Geiger, what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is the end shoot 'em up scene. It's not because of the action, but
Shut my dick off.
who plays the not that one. Channing plays the cool guy. My favorite scene ever, and me and my wife still laugh about this. I switched that up. Sorry, I've been drinking. Anyway, whenever that skanky chick's in the limo and she's trying to blow him while he's out the sunroof, she's like, "Listen, you're really hot, you're really slutty, but I gotta fucking shoot people right now." That's like one of my favorite scenes ever. Just how he's just like, I do want to have sex with you, but I think if I do, my life might be in danger. So let me kill this guy first, then we can go have unprotected sex. Jeff, what about you?
So my favorite scene is the party scene and what leads up to it. First off, because it introduced the phrase jaw feel, which I use in my everyday vernacular. Second off, the scene where they're like trying to find all the things in the evidence locker for the party. He's like, pound of cocaine? And he's like, we're trying to show these kids a good time, not ruin their fucking lives. And then also, to speak a little more seriously about the story,
Party motherfucker.
that was the scene where they really kind of brought everything to a head. We saw Channing Tatum had totally accepted his role, Jinku did, as being the nerd. Schmidt had totally accepted his role as like, I'm the cool guy now in high school. And it was just like, it just shows how situational comedy works when you have characters and actors this good. So that was my favorite scene of the movie.
All right, guys. Next one, impact on pop culture. Hornacek, what you got for me?
So here, you guys might be surprised. This has a massive impact on pop culture for two reasons. Number one, it started this new genre of the meta humor, meta movie that makes fun of and plays into an old TV show. Baywatch is doing it. They've talked about doing it with the White Men Can't Jump remake, which we talked about a little bit earlier this month. But the main thing that this did was introduced us to Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the two directors who are up for every single comic book movie we hear now. They wrote and directed the Han Solo movie, and they wrote and directed the Lego movie. This was their first shot, and it introduced the world to them and showed what they were capable of. And they're great minds, and I can't wait to see what they do next. So I think just on that alone, it had a pretty big impact that a lot of people might not realize because it's a fucking hilarious comedy movie.
Geiger.
I'll disagree with Jeff on a couple things. I think it has a big impact on pop culture. However, doing the spin on television shows, I believe probably the first one did that was the Brady Bunch movies that made fun of that, then Starsky and Hutch. But this actually kind of did it maybe 10 years in the future. Has a big impact. This is the best comedy I've seen in theaters since Wedding Crashers when I saw it. No shit. I love this. I think it's hilarious. Maybe it's just because I'm 28. Maybe it's just my age, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. It also proved. I know we're not talking about this, but 22 Jump Street comedy sequels can be fucking funny. We talked about this in our Vegas vacation, and Austin Powers did it too. But a lot of comedy sequels suck. 22 Jump Street is actually good. This has a huge impact on pop culture. I hope they do another one. I really do.
They've been talking about a Men in Black combination movie, which I think we all hope does.
Yeah, I've heard that. Be interesting.
Banner, what do you got?
For me, guys, there's this different kind of funny. Like you have funny movies, but then you have the cream of the crop of comedy movies. This is one of those cream of the crop movies, kind of up there with like Superbad and Wedding Crashers for me. It's just fucking hilarious, and it's always going to be funny. You know, a lot of comedies, they're funny, and then after you see them 3 or 4 times, you're like, it's not that funny anymore. These movies are always fucking funny. And you can take actors like Channing Tatum, which up until this point, at least in my opinion, he was just a body. He was just a six-pack of abs. And they made him funny and made him relevant and actually showed that, hey, this guy can act, and he actually is pretty good in his role.
Yeah, just taking it from that, another scene I just thought of was one of the opening scenes where they got done with the police academy, and Channing Tatum's like, welcome to a life of being badass motherfuckers, and they're just like cops on bikes. Yeah. And they finally get that gang, and he forgot his Miranda rights, and then he had to recite him in front of his captain. That was fantastic.
One of the best parts, he goes, "You have the right to be an attorney," and Jonah Hill goes, "You do have that right, if you so choose to use it."
Whenever he's like, I want to recite the Miranda rights to you, but you probably got other stuff to do. No, I got time. What about you, Schmidt? He's like, I got a thing, but I think I can push it back. So great comedy, man. Channing Tatum proved himself. I hope he's Gambit. That'd be fantastic. Him besides Ryan Reynolds.
All right, guys. Last category, rewatchability. I think we can all agree rewatchability is top of the spectrum for us for this movie, right?
Yeah,
I'll watch this once every 2 months, for sure. I love this movie.
Every time it's on TV, I at least watch for 20 minutes. The mark for every comedy is, does it make you laugh over and over again? And a proclamation of yes for this movie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. For Matt Geiger and Jeff Hornacek, I am Brian Banner. Guys, you guys can find us at www.broforcesquad.com. Like us on Facebook, Bro4 Squad, 3 words. Follow us on Twitter at Bro4 Squad. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to leave us a review. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, don't shoot each other's dicks off.
Infiltrate the dealer, find the supply.